So this is Elastica, which is a DApp and elastic supply currency, which aims at solving inflation and deflation. We aim to steer middle ground between the two, using the quantity theory of money as our theoretical basis, which states that prices as an aggregate are determined by the total amount of money available for spending in a given period of time in relation to the total amount of things, goods, and services you can buy with that money in the same period. We control the one variable money supply to keep our prices equation stable. And our prices equation is that prices equals M2 money supply times M2 money velocity divided by real GDP, goods and services. So, yeah, we're going to be sort of an alternative and speculation on an alternative to the US dollar. And we're going to start with the same units in existence as the US dollar. So there's 20.7 trillion US dollars in existence, as you can see on here. So we're going to have the same. Elastica token is going to be 20.7 trillion as well. But ultimately, we want to create a currency that's an effective medium of exchange, although it will start off quite speculative with a small market cap and very low digit denomination of value. That will be the first speculative use case for it anyway. Um, we've got, as you can see, a couple of really basic smart contracts, and they're just on the Remix VM at the moment. As you can see, I'd love to be able to, with these figures up here, the GDP figure, M2 money supply, and velocity, I'd love to be able to call APIs from them and hook them into the smart contract with Chainlink or Flare, but I haven't been able to do that yet. So it's all very static and manual at the moment with the figures hard coded into the memory. But yeah, as you can see, we can have a quick play around with it. So, for instance, there's currently the GDP figure is 22.6 trillion, but perhaps things were looking bad and we were looking recessionary, and the latest figure became 20.6 trillion, as you can see down here on the left-hand side of the screen. And I update the figure with 20.6 trillion. We store that, and we get the current prices, which is 125, but once we've put the 20.6 trillion in, that's now moved to 137. Um, and so with a contracting economy, we don't quite need as much money. So the money supply, existing money supply, which is 20.7 trillion, we need to reduce that to try and keep the prices stable because we want to steer a middle ground between inflation and deflation. So if we store that new 19 trillion figure and then get current prices, we're up back to 125 again. So 19 trillion is our new token supply. That was obviously just the equation, of course. And on this token here, we need to burn on our token contract, sorry, go to the next token contract. You can see 20.7 trillion in existence. We need to burn some tokens to get them down to 19 trillion as we did in our last example. So we need to burn 1.78 trillion. I've already filled it in here just for save a bit of time. So press the burn button, check the total supply, which as you can see down here was 20.7 trillion. Click total supply and we're back to 19 trillion. So yeah, this is yeah, very early mode of Elastica, but hopefully an interesting speculation and will be a good use case for currency in the future. Probably more a store of value to start with, but then become a medium of exchange. Yeah, I'd love to explore the possibilities further.